Good day, everyone. So we are the group 5 and we're going to present the data set number 5 together with my group mates, Bia Ando, Jamar Canyadilla, Mijo Lubitanya, Mara Mayunan, and Aldrin J. Sinoy. So the data set 5 is a survey was conducted among NBSC students. The average time spent on social media per day or hour of 35 randomly selected students of NBSC. So first, A. Compute the mean, median, and mode. To analyze this daily social media usage of the students, we first calculate the mean, median, and the mode. So the mean represents the average time spent by all respondents. To compute this, we need to use the formula mean equals sum of all values divided by the number of values. Based on the gathered data, the total number of hours spent by all 35 students is 132 hours. So, mean equals 132 divided by 35 students equals 3.77. This indicates that the average, a student spends approximately 3.77 hours per day on social media. So next, we need to compute the median. The median represents the middle point of the arranged data. After arranging the recorded hours from the lowest to highest, the value located exactly in the middle is 4 hours. So our median is 4 hours. This means the half of the students spend less than 4 hours, while the remaining half spends more than 4 hours daily on social media. Last, we need to compute the mode. The mode refers to the value that appears most frequently within the data set. Upon checking the frequency of each recorded duration, 5 hours appeared more often than any other value. This suggests that spending 5 hours per day is the most common habit among the students surveyed. So, next is we need to calculate the range, variance, and standard deviation. To calculate the range, variance, and standard deviation, first, we need to use the table to serve as the detailed computation to calculate the variance and standard deviation. But first, we need to calculate the range. The range is the simplest measures of spread. It is calculated as the highest value minus the lowest value. Highest value recorded is 7 hours and the lowest recorded value is 0.5 hours. So 7 minus 0.5 equals 6.5 hours. Next, to compute the variance and standard deviation, we need to use the detailed computation to calculate the variance and standard deviation. We need to use the table to serve as detailed computation. To calculate the variance and standard deviation, we need to use this table to serve as the detailed computation. So, the first column is the list of individuals' daily social media usage of the 35 students ranging from 0.5 hours to 7 hours. Siyempre, i-arrange na nato siya into ascending way from lowest to highest. And column 2 is we calculated how far each student usage is from the group average using the formula data set or number of hours spent on social media minus the mean. Negative results, for example, like negative 3.27 indicates usage time that is below the average. This means as the students spends fewer hours than the computed mean of 3.77 hours. Positive results like 3.23 indicates usage time that is above the average. This means the student spends more hours than the group average. The column 3 is the square deviation. It shows the value of each deviation by squaring the results from the second column We eliminated the negative signs and gave more importance to values that are far from the center. For example, the deviation of negative 3.27 becomes 10.69 when squared. This mathematical adjustment is necessary to properly compute the variance. So at the bottom of the table, the total sum of all square deviation is 120.95. This final figure represents the total amount of variation within the data set and serves as the key value used to solve for variance and standard deviation. So next we solve the variance. It measures how far the values are scattered from the mean. This is the sample data we use. The formula variance equals sum of squared differences divided by the total number minus 1. The total sum of squared differences is 120.95. The number of student is 35. So, ito na siyang i-distribute sa formula. Variance equals 120.95 divided by 35 minus 1 equals 3.56. So a variance of 3.56 squared hours means the data points are moderately spread out from the average of 3.77 hours. So next, we compute the standard deviation. This is the most useful measure as it returns the value to the original unit. It is computed as the square root of variance. So we need to get the square root of the variance 3.56. So square root of 3.56 is equal to 1.89 hours.
So letter C, determine the range of values that contains the middle 68% of the data. So in the center of the graph, you see the number 3.77. This is the mean, which is the average. So in the statistics, the average is always placed at the very center of the bell curve, which where the z-score is 0. So from a previous calculation, the step size or standard deviation was found to be 1.89. So there is a rule in math called the empirical rule. It says that in a balanced group of data, about 68% of everyone will be within one step, one standard deviation above or below the average. So the lower limit, we take the average and subtract one step. So 3.77 minus 1.89 equals 1.88. So the upper limit, we take the average and add one step. So 3.77 plus 1.89 equals 5.66. So the range of values that contains the middle 68% of the data is 1.88 to 5.66 hours.
Letter D. Compute the z-scores of 3 hours and 5.5 hours and interpret what each value indicates about their position relative to the mean. So to determine the z-scores for letter D, we apply the standard formula of z is equal to row score minus mean divided by the standard deviation, which identifies how far a specific value deviates from the average in terms of standard deviations. First, we identify the constants derived from the previous steps of the problem. The mean is 3.77 and the standard deviation is 1.89. For the first value, we subtract the mean from 3 hours to get negative 0.77, then divided by then then divided by 1.89 to get a z-score of negative 0.41. Indicating it is below the average. We repeat this process for 5.5 hours by subtracting the mean to get 1.73 and dividing with standard deviation to get 0.92. These resulting values tell us the relative position of each time entry. A negative z-score represents a value lower than the group average, while a positive z-score represents a value higher than the average. So the row score 3Rs is about 0.41 standard deviation below the mean, and the row score 5.5Rs is about 0.92 standard deviation above the mean.
Letter E. What values belong to the top 20% and the bottom 10% of the data? So in the curve, we shade the top 20% and the unshaded part, which is the 80% or 0.80. So from the Z table, the area which is closest to 0.80 or the unshaded part is 0.7995, which has the Z-score of 0.84. So in the Z table, we see the 0.8 and 4 and ang area nga nabilong ani is 0.7995. So to get the values, we use the standard formula of Z-score, which is Z-score equals the row score or X minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. Ang Z-score is 0.84 man, nakita nato sa Z table equals, wala man tayo row data, so to get the values, we use the standard formula of the Z-score. Z equals X or the row data minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. We have the Z-score, which is the 0.84 equals X, tungod kay wala tay row data, minus the mean, which is the 3.77 divided by the standard deviation of 1.89. To get the next step, we use the cross multiply. So 0.84 times 1.89, which we got the 1.59 equals, copy ra dayon si X minus 3.77. 1.59, ato lang dayon i-bylo si negative 3.77 into positive 3.77 equals X. So si X na karon is 5.36. Therefore, the values that belong to the top 20% are 5.36 or more. While in the bottom 10%, we shade the part below the mean, kaning 10% or 0.10. From the Z table, the area which is closest to 0.10 is 0.10027 or 10.027%, which has a Z-score of negative 1.28. So, makita nato sa Z-table ang negative 1.28 naa siya area nga 0.10027. So, to get the values, we use again the formula Z equals X minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. We have the Z-score of negative 1.28 equals X because we don't have the row number data minus 3.77, which is the mean divided by the standard deviation of 1.89. Again, we use the cross multiply. Negative 1.28 times the standard deviation 1.89, we got the negative 2.42 equals X minus 3.77. So, negative 2.42 plus 3.77, kay ang negative 3.77 is ato siyang gibaylo. So, ang X na nato karon nahimo siyang 1.35. So, the values that belong to the bottom 10% are 1.35 or less. Letter F. Determine the proportion of students who spend 2 hours or less on social media in a day. In a curve, ang iyahang katunga is ang mean nga 3.77. Ato daw i-determine ang proportion nga 2 hours or less. So, ubos siya sa mean, kanang shaded part nga 2. So, again, to determine the proportion, we use again the formula of Z-score. Z equals X or the row number minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. Z equals 2 man ang atong row data kanang 2 hours. Ato na siyang i-minus sa atong mean nga 3.77. i-divide nato siya sa atong standard deviation nga 1.89. So atong z-score na karon is negative 0.94. From the z-table, the area to the left of the z-score, negative 0.94 is 0.17361 or 17.361%. Therefore, the proportion of the students who spend 2 hours or less on social media in a day is 17.361%. Makita nato diri sa ato ang z-table nga si negative 1 sorry. Makita nato sa z-table nga si negative 0.94 naa siya area nga 0.17361. Letter G. What is the probability that a randomly selected student 5 hours or more man so above siya sa mean? Mo ni ang kaning 5 kana na siya shaded nga part. So to get the probability, we use again the formula. Z equals x or the raw data minus the mean or the standard divided by the standard deviation. Z equals 5 katong raw data minus 3.77 which is the mean divided by 1.89 the standard deviation. So ato ang z-score karon is 0.65. From the z-table, the area to the left of the z-score 0.65 is 0.7422. Now, 1 minus 0.7422 equals 0.2578. Therefore, the probability that a randomly selected student spend 5 hours or more on social media per day is 0.2578. Again, makita nato sa z-table nga ang 0.65 is naa siya area nga 0.7422.
So letter H. Approximately how much time per day does a randomly selected student spend on social media with a z-score of 1.25? So first is we must write down the formula and substitute the given values. So as we said before, we use the z-score formula. So z is equals to x minus mean divided by standard deviation. So after that, we must plug in the numbers. So 1.25 is equals to x minus 3.77 divided by 1.89. And so to remove the fraction, we must multiply both sides by 1.89. So 1.25 times 1.89 is equals x minus 3.77. And after that, we must calculate the left side. So 1.25 times 1.89 is 2.36. 2.36. So 2.36 equals x minus 3.77. And after that, move the mean 3.77 to the left side by adding it. So 2.26 plus 3.77 equals to 6.13. Therefore, the time per day of a randomly selected student spent on social media is approximately 6.13 hours.